effects of Cyclone Gabrielle are being felt by many. Our sincere thoughts go out particularly to those who have been involved in the Muriwai slip response overnight and their whānau and colleagues. I will pass you shortly to our spokesperson for Fire and Emergency New Zealand for more information on their response activities. We thank you all for listening to and following the advice provided by the range of emergency management agencies who've been working together to support you through this event. As expected, much of the region saw significant rain and wind overnight that caused widespread power outages, surface flooding, slips and damage to property. Overnight, we saw Cyclone Gabrielle move eastwards, and while everywhere was experiencing significant effects of the storm, the heaviest rain and wind was felt along the west coast of the region. In the 12 hours to 4 o'clock this morning, 265 millimetres of rain fell in Piha and 106 millimetres in Muriwai. The west coast of the region suffered some of the most damaging effects of the flooding and landslips, isolating the towns of Piha, Bethells Beach and Karikari overnight. Auckland Emergency Management sent out an emergency mobile alert at 1:26 a.m. to residents in Muriwai with a heightened level of landslip risk in particular streets. Affected residents were offered shelter at the local Surf Lifesaving Club, and emergency services and local civil defence teams are on the ground supporting these people today. We've been working with the New Zealand Defence Force to bring those that need to come out safely. We are currently working with the New Zealand Police to put a cordon in place, restricting access into Muriwai, and evacuations may continue throughout that area. So we really would ask people to pay attention to those cordons. I'd like to thank all of the residents for responding quickly to our alert and evacuating themselves, getting themselves to safety. Council building teams are heading out to those communities to assess the situation today, and where they can do so safely, we'll be providing some advice on whether people can return to their properties. Record river heights have been recorded across the region, including in the Wairoa River Valley near Clevedon, which recorded a peak height of 5.55 metres. River heights in the Opanuku Stream and Henderson Valley area did not reach the same height that caused the extensive flooding in August 2021. Approximately 33 households, which equated to around 50 people, were evacuated from an apartment building in Mount Eden due to danger posed by a nearby unstable structure. Families were encouraged to stay with their friends or whānau, and a small number who required shelter were taken to our Trusts Arena Civil Defence Centre in Henderson. Vector and Counties Power advised that they have approximately 15 to 20,000 customers without power and are working hard to restore power where they can do that safely. In terms of our Auckland Emergency Management priorities today, as more information comes through now that we have daylight, we will be working to get a better picture of the full extent of damage across the region, and our real focus is continuing to work with our partner agencies to provide the support that those communities most affected need. I want to urge people who feel unsafe in their homes to self-evacuate to either friends or whānau, or if they don't have that option available to them, to go to one of our 27 civil defence centres and shelters around Auckland. And information on those can be found on our website, aem.org.nz. High winds are causing fallen power lines, and a reminder to treat all power lines as live. If you do come across a downed power line or a damaged power equipment, stop, retreat and stay well clear. Unless you know that power has been isolated, you should stay at least a bus length away from any lines down and do not touch anything in the vicinity. We do expect there to continue to be strong winds throughout the day, which I'm sure Georgina will talk more about, but that will continue to be a risk for us just over the next wee while, as well as ongoing possibility of land instability.
That's the Auckland Emergency Management update with the latest from the region.